Hey everybody, welcome to streaming from the Multiverse. Not only will this be my celebration of my 1,000th follower on Twitter, yay, but also the inaugural episode of the Waifu House, as I have with me a whole bunch of lovely ladies who are either in the comics, geek culture, you name it, they are probably into it. You want to introduce yourselves, ladies?
Hey, Flava.
I guess I'll go first. I guess. Hi. I'm Nerd Wonder. I do stuff on the internet. You know, I do my own views. I like comic books and nerd stuff. I do Harem stream once in a while. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I draw. There we go.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, I'm Ava, and I go and do some like reviews here and there, and then live streams about random shit, and also just kind of like talk about how freedom of speech is super important, especially how with comics, and then that can travel out into other aspects.
I'm Lola, and I'm part of Comicsgate, and I just pretty much shoot it straight.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yee.
Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm Devil's Angel. I don't do anything other than a bit of Twitter, and that's about it. I don't know how I managed to wangle up coming on an awesome live stream with some awesome people.
I see you in my live streams here and there. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I do like checking out some of you girls on the live streams. They're pretty awesome.
Okay.
Am I here yet?
Yep, you're here, Kuzmeti. Okay, how about you introduce yourself?
Introduce yourself. Talk to your phone.
Okay, I'm Kuzmeti.
Mm-hmm. And
This is Kuzmeti.
yep.
Because Maddie, what do you
I'm
do?
on a little
You
bit of a
just kinda-
delay, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, that happens. That happens.
What do you like?
Yeah, what are you interested in? Comics, whatnot? Because I've seen you all over. That's why I sent you and I invited you.
Yes, I'm. This
Go
is
ahead,
a little
go
awkward.
ahead.
I'm into. Yes, I've been a lifelong reader of comics.
All right. Okay. You can speak up more when if you feel if you're a bit if things are a little distracted on your end or if the delay gets too bad. But okay. But it's great to have you on. Believe me, it is great to have all of you on. What about let's just move on. We'll get right back to you. Oh, sorry.
I think the delay is pretty bad, so carry on without me a little bit.
All right.
We will miss you.
Yep. Well, if you can't stick around or if the delay gets that bad, then you can at least stick with us in the chat room if you want. It was good. It was good. I was trying to make this work at least. All right.
Can I just say, someone pointed out my profile pitch saying it's hilarious. This was actually a commission by Anger Mike or Mike Angerhauser, Anger Mike on Twitter. So check him out and, hit him up for a commission.
No problem.
Like artists.
Yeah. Okay. Danny, how about you? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am Dan Fan, and I am very awkward. I don't know most of you.
Well, that's why I wanted to introduce some new faces in as well. Get some other people in. Like what are you into?
I don't know. I make videos a little bit about anime and comics and entertainment stuff.
Well, and I think you'll fit right in. And Pope Fire, how about you? You still there?
Yeah, excuse me. I am Pope Fire. I moderate a lot of Comicsgate groups, and I am the founder of Comics Titans Fundraiser, a project to help people get books in their hands if they can't afford them. I'm also the leader of the Starfire Rebellion.
Well, I hate to say this, you'll probably get mad at me. I'm more of a Raven person.
Hail Raven.
Hail Raven.
Hail the Pope.
She gets it. She gets it.
Yep. All right. Well, then, to get things started, I'm just, like I said, this is going to be a free-for-all. Bring up whatever topics you want, but I'll get the ball rolling. And let's just first ask, what comic books, any comics at all, of any of you ladies have been reading? Let's start with Nerd Wonder. You first.
I used to read a ton of DC. A lot of DC. I love the Super Sons. And I love Superman. And then guess what? They said, you want to know what? You want to know what? We're making a lot of money. Let's ruin it in 5 minutes. Bendis, get in here. Get optimistic, but no, you can't be optimistic with Bendis because he lit everything I loved on fire and he chucked it across the room. No, you don't do that to my baby, John Kent. Okay, you don't do that. All right, so no more DC. I still am reading the Raven miniseries, the Super Sons miniseries, but as soon as these series are done, I'm gone. I'm saying goodbye. I'm not even gonna go anywhere near him anymore. I'm gonna walk out the door. And you want to know what? I'm going to indies. And sometimes Nick Spencer Spider-Man. Just because I am a big crack whore for the marriage, and he keeps hinting, hey, guess what? I'm going to bring it back. And I'm like, are you legit? And he goes, yes. So I have a friend. He's a Spider-Man fan like I am. He tells me when the story's getting good, and I'll go up there and I'll go buy it. Other than that, I'm really just reading a ton of Antarctic Press and indies like Unnatural and The Exorcisters, and the Comicsgate stuff. That's what I do.
Someone just in the chat just asked, "Are you drunk?"
No, I just do that on purpose because people enjoy me doing it.
Hey, well, one of those things I just want to say very quickly, as far as with Bendis, I have to agree with you in so many regards, but I'm still sticking him out because, God damn it, I went back and got back issues of the post-Jeff Loeb Superman era where you had Joe Casey, Joe Kelly, and Steven Seagal with frickin' CRL, where they got rid of Linda Danvers' Supergirl just to bring in that stupid idea. And I'm sorry, I still feel that was one of the worst eras of Superman still. With the fact that when you had even Chuck frickin' Austin coming on and doing a much better job than all that, speaks volumes compared to what Bendis has been doing.
Bendis,
my goodness.
I'm sorry, I just need to get that out. As much as Bendis has been that bad. And here's the thing. Here's how I rank it. I rank that era I just talked about, then Bendis, and then Electric Blue.
Bendis sucks, okay? Bendis just sucks.
Okay. Bendis is beneath Electric Blue in my eyes. Think about that.
I'm not. I'm just going to say it again. Bendis sucks. I know Electric Boogaloo Blue sucks balls, but... I'm sorry. I'm talking about in the present right now.
Yep.
And we will learn to forgive things. That's what comic book fans do. Like right now, if Nick Spencer really does undo one more day, he will be all forgiven for Secret Empire. And that's why I'm pretty sure he's going to do it, because that or get lynched.
All right.
Whoever undoes one more day could write... Like, I do not know, like Storm makes the second return of the Holocaust and she becomes Adolf Hitler, nobody would care. Like, you could do whatever you want afterwards and you would still be praised.
But, all right, then now, Lola, you're next. What books have you been reading lately?
Here lately I've been reading Labyrinth, The Coronation from Archaic. Anyone else know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what that is. What is that about?
It's basically. Have any of y'all seen the movie The Labyrinth from like the 80s?
No, it sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, it's basically they've taken and made stories out of it. So, like, the newest one is they just finished up Coronation, where they basically follow the Goblin King through to become the Goblin King. And then
Is
there's
that
a
the
new
one
one
with
that just came out.
what's his name?
David Bowie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've
Dude,
seen
that
that. I
hair,
love
man.
that film.
It's like one of my most favorite movies. And then I pick up anything that is Zenoscope. I read a lot of Zenoscope. Like Robin Hood, Black Sable. Let's see, there's Van Helsing. So yeah.
Yep. I'm aware of those Labyrinth books, actually. I haven't read them myself, but I've seen those on my comic book store shelves. I'm always like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, every time I see the Jim Henson books, always catches my interest.
I mean, I grew up on Jim Henson.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, anything like that, I'm all into. I'm all for. And I read a lot of horror, so
All right.
a lot of horror graphic novels and whatnot.
I'm a scaredy cat, man.
Well, in that regard, Ava, you're up next. What have you been reading lately?
I'm more into like X-Men, so I've been dabbling over in that kind of world. It's been Uncanny has come back. It's so far in its third week, so I'm just keeping up with that to see how the run goes. That and then dabbling into Punisher, because I really liked that. Sorry, that was my chair that moved. I really liked the Punisher when they had it like on Netflix, and so I was curious to see how they had put it in comics, and they've been doing really well with it. I didn't read before what it had about like Hydra or anything like that, but I think they're trying to get out of that now. I hope so, because it's too much. There's too much Nazi shit going on.
Yep. Yeah, just to make it clear, I just got word from Poe Fire. She had to step out. But hey, grateful for her to like, stop by at the very least. Lola must have lost her for a moment. Who knows if she'll be back in? But all right, continuing. Let's just continue on still.
It looks like still on a delay.
Oh
Am I
yeah,
muted?
I guess there was a bit of delay, but Cosmetti, you want to talk about any of the comics or anything you've been interested in lately?
Oh, lately I've been going through my Alterna stack, and let's see, the most recent one I read was Tinseltown, which I liked. And I received, I've been also looking at the Justice League Dark, Wonder Woman, Witching Hour tie-ins. I'm not sure you can hear me.
We can hear you. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you. You're not really on a delay anymore.
Oh, okay, good. I can't hear myself. That's good. All kinds of. No, I didn't mean it that way. But yeah, mix of things. It's always a mix of things with me. I like superhero. I like horror. I haven't been following Marvel and DC for a while, and I just started picking up a few things again. And a lot of alt stuff, indie stuff, Alterna. I just received Dan Cooney's Volume 1, and I looked through half of that, and that's really good. The Tommy Gun Dolls. It's a film noir period. Am I still?
You're so good. You're so good.
You're so good.
Just rambling about comic books, yeah.
I just have myself on mute just in case, like, all the background with the coffee shop. So that's why I'm doing that.
Back in the day, what really got me into comic books was I loved all that Vertigo, not the New 52, before that.
Right, the old Karen Berger Vertigo.
Yeah, the really cool stuff like Hellblazer and Animal Man and Shade, the Changing Man, and yeah, that kind of thing. That was my jam.
And looks like one of our special guests is kind of here, Geeky Sparkles from Clownfish TV.
Hooray!
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
Bye.
And glad to have you aboard. It was so great when you said yes, you'd be able to do this.
I tried. I made time to get in here for a little bit.
Yep, that is great. Well, we were just talking about stuff people, comics or whatever that others have been reading lately. What have you been doing lately that's comic or geek related?
Well, I don't really have time to read too much anymore because we're so busy. But I just mostly like watch things like, of course, She-Ra, to watch that, and we know how that went.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was watching Chinese dramas today because I, can. But I like geeky stuff like that, like anime and more like the TV shows and the pop culture shows. I don't really have time to read as much as I used to.
No problem. Hey, since you brought up with She-Ra, I just got to say, I'm glad you were able to make it through because I made it up through episode 5. And that's when I stopped. And the thing is, I was actually tolerating it up until 5. And then 5 happened. Too much at once. And it was like, okay, this is everything everyone was complaining about.
Was that the Seahawk episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Up until that point, I could tolerate the changes to an extent. That bit right there, good Lord.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So much at once. And it's just like, you had... I don't remember her name now. The water princess. She's talking like Raven, and it's like, okay, Raven had a reason to be emotionless. What's her freaking excuse?
I have no answer. Mermista is her name. But
yeah, she's just talking like, oh, my kingdom's in complete disarray. It's like, would you emote if it's that bad?
Yeah, it was. No, I actually don't mind Catra. I like Catra better in this version than the original, actually. But and in Trapped, it wasn't too bad. But most of it, I'm just no. I'll stick with the original. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard mixed reviews on that. I've been wondering if I should give it a try.
Oh, I mean, everybody should try it and say like it. I totally did not like it, but some people do. So go ahead and give it a try if you want to.
Yeah, well, I agree with Catra, especially the fact is it kind of ties back to what was originally planned for She-Ra back in the day before Mattel, and Filmation changed it. Where originally it was supposed to be those two fighting for Bo's affection. So they actually having to kind of be closer than they were in the show we got in the 80s. Actually, I didn't mind that.
Mm-hmm. I just thought she was more of a character than Catra in the original was, because Catra in the original, I mean, she was kind of there and she's a bad guy, but she was kind of, hokey at times. Yeah, pretty much. It was like, but anyway, I don't mind a new Catra, but that's about it. So
yeah. I mean, the casting I didn't think was all bad, but... And people say, oh, Hordak isn't fought. Spoiler alert, isn't fought at the end. Do you expect them to at the end of the first season?
Well, Hordak kind of was a wasted opportunity. But, whatever. It is what it is. But if you haven't seen it, you can go ahead and give it a chance. Like we tell everybody, you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to not like it. There's nothing wrong with you either way.
Yep. Oh, looks like we lost Nerd Wonder.
People are dropping off. And I'm still here, which is amazing.
Yeah, I hope this can last at least an hour.
Yeah, I think she kept mentioning that she had internet issues.
Yeah, she did. She did. So if she comes back in, hopefully. Hey, Danny, we kind of skipped you. Sorry about that. What type of stuff have you been into? Reading, watching, whatnot?
Well, as far as like reading comics, I guess the most recent that I've been reading, there was like this box of old Cartoon Network comics at my comic book shop, and they were like 50 cents each. So I just picked up a bunch of them. Really nostalgic type stuff. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't have the original Teen Titans Go comics because those were really good, but now we're stuck with the Teen Titans Go TV show that is absolute garbage. And I did watch the first episode of She-Ra, but I didn't mind it, but I thought it was too flamboyant just from the first episode alone, and I'm just not into anything too flamboyant.
No argument there. Don't blame ya.
What Cartoon Network kind of stuff?
I picked up a couple Powerpuff Girls and like the cartoon block party type comics where they have just a bunch of all your favorite shows in one comic and a bunch of short stories.
Kuzmeti, I think do you have the stream going on your end? If you do, could you mute your end?
What am I doing?
Mute the YouTube video. I think we're getting an echo.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to mute. You don't have to mute your mic here. Just the YouTube video.
No. I understand. I have muted. Sorry.
All right.
Nice going, Maddie.
But hey, funny you mentioned those hey Nerd Wonder, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I was about to mention you mentioned the those Cartoon Network comics. Did you ever hear about the super secret Crisis War crossover they did at IDW?
No.
You had the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, and Eddie, Ben 10, Samurai Jack.
No,
and,
I think I know what you're talking about.
That sounds awesome.
And Dexter all teaming up to deal with some of their teamed up villains.
Oh my god, that sounds awesome.
It was. But you want to know who wrote it? Louise Simonson. The creator of Steel. And the Power Pack.
I don't know that.
Anyone know who I'm talking about? Wife of Walt Simonson?
I don't really know many of the names. I know a few here and there, but I don't have any of them memorized for it.
All right.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
But hey, what was that called again? So, that crossover?
Super secret Crisis Wars.
Super secret Crisis Wars. Got it.
And there's they have tie-ins that go in with some of their other their other shows, Johnny Bravo and the like.
Yeah, dude, I used to watch that stuff like all the time.
Yep. Well, hey, any other of you ladies grow up with Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon back when they were good? Anyone, come on.
No, sorry, no.
Well, I used to watch it sometimes, but it's been a long time.
Nerd? Because maybe we could hear sound on your end.
How can you? There's no sound on my end.
Nerd One just told me she's talking, but no one can hear her. Oh, there she goes again. Well, and Devils, how about you?
Oh, what about me?
Did you ever watch, even in the UK, Cartoon Network, or did they have, because I think they have a Cartoon Network UK, don't they?
Yeah, we had Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and all the rest of it. I didn't really watch much TV as a kid. I was out playing.
She's like, I was actually, doing stuff while you guys were on your asses and watching TV. Sorry, guys, later.
I guess she's one of those Brits that think, oh, I'm better than you.
Oh man. Man, I'm surprised how much TV I actually consumed. I mean, I was outside a lot, but man, I seen a lot of stuff.
All right. Well, no, no. Try again. Try speaking again. Nope.
Nerd is not having good luck today.
Poor girl.
Yep, we lose Lola, and it looks like, yep. Just keep trying, girl. Just keep trying. This is hopefully, like I said, we can last this an hour at the very least. Yeah, Cosmeti, there is something on your end, like a little crackling noise.
I am sitting very quietly in a very quiet room.
It could be is it the mic probably, or that your phone? You're on your phone, right?
I'm on my phone, which I don't know how to use. I'm amazed that I'm here, but I don't understand where the noise is coming from.
It could be from moving the mic, moving the phone around, possibly.
Oh, I just figured it out. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
Is it okay now?
Yep, sounds like it's good.
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to throw out other suggestions, but anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
Min.
Oh boy, this is going off well.
We need topics.
I know, I'm trying to see. I had a couple of topics, but I just realized also how mixed of a group this is.
That's okay. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone like in the chat that has some ideas like that they would like to hear from all of us.
Yeah, anyone? You got these great ladies here. Anyone got any topics they want to talk about?
We can all give our own little views on something if people
Pop
have any
culture.
ideas.
Someone just suggested pop culture. Can you be a bit more specific than that?
Random pop culture?
Okay. Well, someone just mentioned movies. Latest movie anyone seen?
I just watched Thor last night. I don't know. I liked it. It was good. It was very cheesy, like a comic book movie should be, in my opinion.
Chris Hemsworth is killing it as Thor. I like him a lot. Like his personality really resonates with it, and I like that they've been using his acting skills with his humor to put him into the kind of character that he has become. Like with Ragnarok, he's done really, really well, and I'd be really sad to not see him in anything, you know.
Agreed.
Maybe the chat has questions. I don't know.
They brought up talk about Star Wars. Someone said women in Star Wars, good or bad. If you guys are going to bring up that, might I start off by mentioning Mara Jade, best expanded universe Star Wars character. It is a crying shame they have not brought her in.
Mara Jade's my favorite character.
Yep, Savior, hands down.
I shouldn't admit I have not seen the most recent Star Wars movies and have nothing to say.
We're talking about the expanded universe too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the old books, novels, comics. Did you ever read any of those?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I'm the same. I've seen like I've seen like 6 films, 7 films.
Oh, so it just stuck to the movies, huh?
And that's it. And it's pretty crap now. It's a bit bollocks.
No kidding. Seriously, they had such great female characters leading into all of this. You know, in the expanding universe, so many great Mara Jade and actually, I'm trying to think of some other ones, but they did have some really good ones. You know, both good side and bad side that they don't seem to ever want to utilize. Instead, let's make up this character that fits, progressive agendas.
Cat Hanzo wants to know what we want for Christmas. I want a microphone that actually works.
Oh, sorry about that. My dog's in the background.
And someone to show me how to use it.
All right. Okay. Midnight Cherry had suggested a while ago, favorite comic book movies. Movies, it could be animated, live action, whatever.
Oh.
That's too tough.
Comic book movies are so disappointing to me lately. I don't know, I don't know. I just like the comic books, and I like movies and they're separate. I don't know. I tried to watch the television shows of the comics, and I'm always disappointed. So I don't really like what they do with them.
Devils, you ever seen any of the other movies?
Yeah, I've seen a few. I really like Assault on Arkham. That's an animated series that's got Harley Quinn in it because I'm pretty Harley Quinn obsessed. So that's got my thumbs up, that one.
That's my problem. I don't watch the animation. I think that's where all the interesting stuff is, right? The animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to TV.
All right. Like Nerd Wonder, is it working now?
Is it? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Barely.
You're very quiet.
Oh wow, that's weird. Okay, let me.
What happened?
Plug in the microphone. Oh no, I had to reset the computer. Does this work? Do you hear me?
Barely. You're very
getting
quiet.
A little bit better, but yeah, it seems like you're super far away.
Better?
Nah,
Is this better?
not really.
Nope.
What happened? Everything broke.
Oh boy.
Do you have a PC?
Yeah. Well. Hey, Nerd Wonder, does your phone? Have you ever tried doing it with your phone?
It doesn't work on my phone.
Oh, of course not.
On my phone, it can't pick up my audio.
Yeah. Well,
I'll just have to adjourn for another day. But thank you guys for having me on.
oh yeah, you started sounding a bit better there.
Yeah, it's talking a little louder.
Oh, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up.
Okay.
Look, just keep trying. Just keep trying. Oh.
Oh no.
Hey, you were sounding better there. You were sounding better there.
Okay, fine.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. Oh, okay. I just moved the microphone over.
Yay! Well, we were just talking about favorite comic book movies.
Oh.
You got to think on it.
Someone doesn't like comic book movies.
The first X-Men movie. I really like that one.
Very good.
I like that X-Men movie. It's very underappreciated at times.
Yeah, it is. I would have to say it is. Because especially after 2 came out, improved on everything.
2 was very good too, but I really like number 1. It just had a lot of twists and interesting intrigue.
Hello?
Yes?
Oh, sorry. I heard it's like something drop. Sorry. Hey, Ava, what about you? Which of the movies have you enjoyed?
What type of movies have I enjoyed? What type of movies have I watched?
The comic book movies.
That can go anywhere, right?
Yeah, I was saying, the comic book movies, any of those.
Let's see. I liked Logan. That was really good. I like that it's more like gritty with that, and I really liked seeing that new actress as Laura. As X-23. She was really good. Yeah,
she really nailed it. Yeah.
Let's see what else. I'm trying to think.
But Geeky Sparkle, any movies in general you've seen lately?
Well, for comic book movies, I like a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
I like Wonder Woman. I liked Wonder Woman quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to seeing Aquaman because I think it's not going to suck as bad as the other ones.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better. It looks actually fun.
So does the Shazam movie.
So
Shazam looks great.
Oh yeah, Shazam does look good. They look more fun. They're not so much up their own rear ends. But I like the X-Men movies. I like the MCU movies. I like comic book movies in general. We pretty much go to every one that comes out, so I really like them a lot. I used to like Star Wars until recently. I just like a lot of movies in general.
All right.
Oh, that one looks good. Shazam. I am looking forward to that. I like my comic book movies to be funny and light and kind of cheesy. It's fun. I want to have fun.
I agree. I think the comic book movies should be fun, but not overdo the fun like what Marvel has sometimes done, especially as their movies have gone forward. It just feels like, okay, that sense of humor was fine, but now you're overdoing it.
Well, not dumbed down, but
Well, yeah, not dumbed down, but
no.
I know, just overdoing it is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I'll just say this. I hope Shazam kicks Captain Marvel's butt in the box office. I really hope it does.
I don't think that would be so difficult.
Really? Well, I'm really looking forward to the sequel Wonder Woman movie myself. And all I can think of isn't that coming around the same time as the Captain Marvel movie? Because I look at Captain Marvel and I look at the Wonder Woman movie and I'm like, I already know immediately which one seems more interesting. And I have yet to see a commercial for Wonder Woman, and I still am like, wow, this looks so cool.
It's definitely not going to come out until June 2020.
That's I thought it was coming out next year.
No, that's you have Shazam and I think is that the only DC movie that's now on the docket? I think.
When does Aquaman come out?
Aquaman comes out in December.
So this month.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna watch that one, and the Shazam movie and Detective Pikachu. My life will be
Yes.
That looks good, Detective Pikachu. It
Dude, I want to
shouldn't.
see that so bad.
Will
That
it look
looks really funny.
It shouldn't look good, but it does.
I don't know if it looks that good, but it looks fun. That's
It
what
looks
I
really fun. Yes, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. All that matters. Movie.
Hey, hold on. Guys, come on. I'm still being the host of this show, and I'm trying to keep everything going, all right? I've tried to let them have a chance of doing it. I know you want to hear them all talk. I'm trying to give you that. Sorry, yeah, the guys in the stream are basically saying, hey, go on, let them talk. But, okay, but when I've asked you this, who here can agree with this? But compared to first teaser trailers, who had the better one? Wonder Woman was its first teaser trailer, or Captain Marvel was hers?
What was his question again?
I
Sorry.
I don't understand.
Which movie had the better teaser trailer, first trailer? Wonder Woman was her first movie, or Captain Marvel?
Is this a serious question?
Yes, I'm being serious. I want to hear what you have to say, because I can start off and saying,
Well, Wonder Woman, of course, but
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't even seem like a serious question because the Marvel trailer was so ridiculous.
I know, but they when you look on Twitter, they keep on acting like, oh, first female character. Did you guys have amnesia or something? Why? Because Marvel's doing it.
Character Elektra. First, no, wait, it's like Storm. First female solo series, Elektra. Shut up. You've done this like 93 times. All right, calm down, walk away. All right. I mean, I'm really disappointed they didn't go for the better route, which is a She-Hulk movie. She-Hulk would have been 100 times cooler.
Yes, but here's the big question, though. Given the state of She-Hulk, do you want him to try and risk adapting it and picking from the current stuff?
No, I want them to pick out the good stuff, and at least she's got a very high catalog of different reactions and stories to pick from. And in fact, they wanted a PG-13 Deadpool She-Hulk. She-Hulk was actually the first one to do it.
Yep. I would say this with She-Hulk. One of the few, that was when I used to think good of Dan Slott when he did She-Hulk. They could pick so much from that. They could make a TV show out of it. You know, like a law firm type of thing.
You're not allowed to speak of Dan Slott in my presence.
Not even his good work.
Dan Slott has.
Come on, his She-Hulk run was good. You don't want to admit it, dude.
Spider-Man was a nightmare. Do you know how creepy it was?
I know.
Sir, nobody cares about what you want in your hentai novels. Please stop writing them into my books.
But can you blame people for wanting him, given how well he wrote him when he had a very limited hand on him?
Yeah, like 20 years ago. Before.
Oh, good Lord, has it been that long?
All right. Because here's the thing, man. Everybody's like, we should give it to Mark Waid because he wrote Kingdom Come, and it's like Mark Waid can't write Jack anymore. Go away. You're a jerk face that runs around and just screams at me all day. I don't know what's wrong with this man, but he really hates Asians.
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
And so angry.
Then you're gonna hate me. You know what my the newest book I just got was?
What?
His Silver Surfer omnibus.
Okay, well that's up to you, but I'm going to laugh at you secretly behind when you're out there being like, this guy bought Dan Slott stuff.
Hey, I bought it for the all reds. That's all.
You're still that was too much money. I mean, like,
actually, nope. I got it from in stock trade, so I got it cheaper.
You could go down to what was it, the Ollies, and get it for $1. What was
because the look of that Silver Surfer with the eyeliner. Oh my god, what was that, dude? Like, before he looked so fucking awesome, and then they just like gave him this weird stance on a surfboard as if he's like doing tiptoe yoga or something on it, and like
I
it's so weird.
I understand, but it might, like I said, if it's Mike Allred, he's one of those artists I will buy anything from.
Oh,
iZombie, Ecstatic.
I can't give because I'm sorry, my Silver Surfer needs to be like that super like badass kind of guy through the cosmos. And when I saw that cover with that #1 of that Silver Surfer, I was really upset with that.
Hey, I completely agree with you. All right, I completely agree with you in that regard. But I'll say this. It's still a lot better than him trying to deal with a bunch of literal surfers during that Defenders miniseries Keith Gibbon and JMD Mateus did, where that's the entire thing he did throughout it, was trying to get wisdom from a bunch of surfer dudes. And I'm talking about like, dude, we're so stoned. Oh, looks like Geeky Sparkle had to go.
Bye, Geeky Sparkles.
Bye.
We love you, Kiki.
It was great to have her on. But like I said, I mean, with Silver Surfer, I agree with you completely, Ava. Completely agree with you. He should be part of it. But I'll be honest, I got this out of curiosity and it was on sale.
That doesn't always mean a good thing, man.
And for me,
I'm gonna go and do some more stuff with this computer because it's like acting a little bit wonky. I gotta take a stick and go hit it. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man.
All right.
I may come back if it's fixed.
Fingers crossed. We have our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't want to hit it too much.
Don't kill it.
Well, I don't know. Okay, fine. All right, see ya.
Hey, Ava, with you as X-Men, who's your favorite X-Men character? Anyone?
Anyone?
Rogue. I like Rogue.
Oh,
Rogue.
dude! See, all these ladies, they know what they're talking about. They be going for the Rogue. I do love Rogue. I love Rogue. I love Storm. Rogue, I like because she has that sweetness, like she has that charm, but yeah, she is like has this like spunkiness to her where she is very tough and she'll stand up for herself. And then I like Storm because she's just super wise, and you can tell just how nurturing she is. But yet she's definitely a great leader, and she won't take any shit either.
Yep. Yeah, boy, how much has Marvel tried to screw her over lately?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone gets a little dabble.
Well, with my favorite, it's Jubilee. She's mainly because through the 90s cartoon, she's what got me into the X-Men. And I've been loyal to that girl ever since, that little mall rat.
They're coming out with a Marvel Legends figure of her, and they're going to give her that bubblegum pop accessory.
Oh, that
really
sounds
cool.
Yes. And I'll say this. I am glad I stuck through thick and thin with her being a vampire because it ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know, man. I'm just I'm not taking the vampire shit.
No. I agree. For one, they actually told, and especially the story when she became a vampire was bad. But how they handled it afterwards, as dumb as it was, they actually did some good stuff with it. Is all I'm saying. And at least they reversed it recently, and she's back to blasting people again. Because here's the thing. People forget, she could be the most dangerous mutant of all time. If she wanted to.
I feel like that's not even possible anymore now because of like even Sentinels can get painted rainbows on them.
Oh boy.
One of the better things that happened somewhat recently is that Bloodstorm. At least she got killed off. They made it seem like Scott was like all destroyed over it, and I'm like, oh, thank fucking God.
Oh boy. Well, all right then. Hey, Danny, you've been quiet. It feels a bit unfair that I brought you in here. Is there any topic you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Anything at all? You throw something out there.
I say you like some. Did you say manga? How do you say that? I'm not sure. I always get confused.
The proper pronunciation has always been manga.
That's what I
but
thought.
I used to call it manga too, just because of how it's spelled. You want to say manga.
I know, and it just seems like for English language over here in America that we just make it like a harsher sound. But have you ever read Death Note?
No, and yet I know everything about it.
Yeah,
Just
because I know
because
they made an anime with it, and I think there was like a film on Netflix too, I believe.
That's a good film. People would argue that.
Well, I said a film. I didn't say good
A
film.
film.
A film. I haven't seen it. I know that like instead of having an Asian guy, wasn't it a white guy instead on there?
Yep, something along that. Yeah.
For light, yeah.
Trust me,
No.
it'd be better to have weaponized nerd rage in here or someone to go off on that. I think that's more up his alley because I'm into anime, but I'm not that like. Some of them go right over my head.
Yeah. I've only dabbled in a few, but like some of Death Note was like more of it that I have, just a little bit here and there with like Attack on Titans, and that was more of like watching than reading for that one.
All right. Well, as far as I can think anyone here knows about Cowboy Bebop. If anyone does, bad Netflix is all I say. Bad Netflix.
Netflix needs to stop making adaptations.
Agreed.
They need to be banned from it.
I mean, seriously, what good thing have they? Okay, you can say Castlevania and Voltron. Other than that, what good adaptation have they done?
And how the heck did they go about canceling Daredevil? What was that about?
I just heard about that.
Blame. I think also Disney as well, but the fact that they were willing enough to keep them on, if it wasn't for the fact that Netflix wanted to slash the budget down to 10 episodes.
Nah, jeez.
Wasn't it some fight with like Disney and the whole rights thing? They just didn't want to give in with Netflix or what?
Something along those lines. I think it was that, and they have their own streaming service.
Right.
It bothers me that they're talking about changing the cast. No, Charlie Cox has become everyone's, become everyone's Daredevil.
I mean, I get in the movies that they want to go and change some of the people, but I mean, something like that's been out there and really well liked. It seemed very odd to all of a sudden switch for something like that on Netflix.
Yep. No, and complete agreement here on that one. It just, but I'm trying. I did have some topics. I was really hoping for this to go all off the walls crazy. but yeah, I mean, but I think to say again with Netflix for a second, who's here thinks how much they're going to screw up Cowboy Bebop? And do you think there's going to be progressive casting, or do you think they're just going to hire people who have no idea what the show was really about?
Both. That's usually how it is.
Yep. I mean, look at what's going on with Witcher, right? It's just like, oh, we know what we're doing. I mean, the fact that even Weaponized said once before that it would have worked fine with SJW type stuff because there's some stuff in there where it could have worked, but then it decided, nope, we'll take it even further than that. It's like, then you had a gold mine that could have worked, and you decided instead to get completely greedy.
Someone in the chat's like, Cowboy woke up.
I'm just wondering, like, and of course, have you been hearing that there's rumors going on that even though they bring Evangelion to Netflix, they're going to redub it? What? I mean, even Amanda Wynn Lee, who did the original voice for Rey, is like, I haven't heard anything, and it breaks my heart if they have to do that. It's like, you're having one of the original voice actors admitting it's going to break her heart that they're not going to utilize her. I mean, what is Netflix that desperate? Because aren't they supposed to be like in the red or something?
I don't know. There are a lot of streaming services popping up recently, so I'm guessing that there's a market out there that people don't want to stick with Netflix anymore. They want to go other places.
Right.
When I heard that they were in the red, it was because of, well, at least it was assumed because of they just kept on buying so many different rights to put onto their channel. I mean, that gets really, really expensive. I don't know. I don't really know, though, if their sales have been like that bad or if they've gotten better. I'm not sure.
Right. Well, I'll say this, though. I think so many people have been hearing about the roller coaster of the DC Universe Titan series. Anyone seen that one?
I've seen every episode so far.
I
How is
haven't, but
it?
I've been curious.
It's not very good at all.
Oh, that's
The episodes
sad.
are very chaotic. Every episode feels like a filler episode. The story goes nowhere. It's awful.
Any other characterizations? Like I heard Donna Troy was good.
She was okay. The episode she was in, it was the most awkward, most boring episode. My friend fell asleep while watching it twice. So
That's sad.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Oh,
nothing really blew me away with Donna Troy, but nothing made me cringe with Donna Troy. But, you know, it's like, whatever.
Well, that's better than fuck Batman.
Oh, yeah. Dick Grayson is bipolar in this series.
And is it apparently like he was like, oh no, I'm thinking about something else, but how is Jason Todd in this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like what I said. Every episode is like a filler episode. He just randomly shows up and is just there for one episode for one random side mission, and then he just leaves. And he's like the most horrible little shit throughout the whole episode.
Boy, if Nerdette was here, I'd ask her how she would feel about that.
Oh, did you invite her too and she couldn't make it?
She couldn't make it. No, she has another stream going on at 8 o'clock soon, and was DC Fan United.
Okay.
Yep, but yeah, but I mean, with all that, I guess gotta say is, why can't people get things right anymore with any adaptation? Just
I honestly think it's because they don't do enough research and study on it to see what people liked from the original to amplify that. And instead, they amplify the wrong things. And they just mess everything else up.
Yep, or they feel, or the times where they do get it right, it's because that was the angle they were going for. Like, there's a reason why Black Panther was doing so well. It's because that was like a gold mine for so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I loved Black Panther. I thought it was a great movie. It's in the upper echelons for me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, look at how everyone treated it. It's like, it's the big coming of greatest movie cinema. It's like, yeah, until when? The sequel?
Well, first they got to revive him after Infinity War.
Yeah, you know, because everyone stays dead.
That shocked me. Okay, who here was shocked that they actually took off T'Challa? Obviously, because in production, they didn't know the movie was going to get that exploding big. But do you think if they had even thought of that, they would have kept him around?
Oh, I bet they thought that it was going to be that big. I mean, come on.
Who here has heard any rumors, though, about what the plot of the next movie is supposed to be? Like, they're actually going to go through time and gather up the Infinity Stones through time?
I've been trying to avoid any spoilers that come out about it.
I definitely don't want to know any
That's the
spoilers.
rumor. That's the rumor.
Takes away any kind of enjoyment when you know it actually would happen. I don't want to speculate. You know, I don't want to like find the spoilers. You know, I want to be surprised.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. I am hoping that if they do Professor Hulk, which is my favorite incarnation of the Hulk, they do him right. But I know they're not. They're not. They're going to just totally cuck him. It's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm Banner. I'm the Hulk. I'm big and strong, but I still have this soft side to me. It's like, that's not how Professor Hulk was like. It was about.
Uh-oh.
You went dark, man.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but Hulk is also one of my favorite Marvel characters, right up there with Cap. So you can imagine how happy I was with Secret Empire, right? The funny thing is, I thought that story had potential. Who here can agree with that? That it had potential, but given who was writing it, everyone knew it was going to be a train wreck.
That's usually how things go.
Okay, different topic then I want to ask. Favorite female hero from any of you, and again, anything, any medium.
Oof.
Doesn't have to be X-Men. Doesn't have to be comics.
Heroes? Or
Female
just in
heroines.
general?
Female heroines. You want to go villains too? You can go villains. Okay, female characters in general.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, of course.
Of course. I don't know. I might say Raven.
I know. I was thinking about that.
She's really cool.
Kuzmeti, what about you?
You know, when you ask me about my favorites, I don't have females coming directly to mind. My favorite characters are the dudes.
No shame in that. No shame in that.
Yeah, my guy is John Constantine.
Oh, that's great.
Love him. Love him. Yeah, that's my hero.
Oh, bollocks.
Yes.
If I could date anyone for the comics, I'd choose Gambit.
Okay. So you had and Danny, Devils, what about you two? If you had to date anyone from comics, who would it be?
Oh, I wouldn't date John Constantine. No.
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 Not playing.
Well, if you could date anyone else from comics. Well, if you had to pick someone to date, any guy or girl, even whoever.
Yeah, I'm not looking for hookups in the comics.
Okay.
How about I'll choose Mystique, because then I can have whatever, right?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I'm going to pass on the comic book hookup.
Okay. Hey, Ava brought it up, so I figured I'd shoot it out there.
I just want to be John Constantine. That's all.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, let me ask you this then. Where do you stand on the Keanu Reeves movie?
No.
No?
No. I would stand on it, sure. I would stomp on it with boots. Yeah.
I never seen it, so that's why I'm asking. I have never seen it.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay, then. Well, as far as my favorite female character, mine's an obscure one. The female Dr. Light, Kimio Hoshi, introducing Crisis on Infinite Earths. I don't know why. One, I've always had a thing for Asian girls, I'll be openly honest. But the other thing is just that Crisis was one of my first comics. She was introduced during it, and I just found her character very appealing.
Interesting pick.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where you would not believe how much I geeked out when she finally got a speaking role during Justice League Unlimited. Voiced by Lauren Tom, Amy from Futurama, among others.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it was perfect. What few lines we had, and she had, it was still great, especially at the very final epilogue, when Amanda Waller is describing how everything's going, and she went, "Please, you mean to tell me all this is real?" And then when Amanda Waller says that Ace was heading towards a major aneurysm, Dr. Light then said, "Problem solved." In that no-nonsense tone, I'm like, those few lines, she nailed it. I mean, it's the little things that matter, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, yeah, it just... But as far as with... Oh, Ava, back to you for a second. Where are you standing on this Dark Phoenix movie?
Honestly, I mean, I'm open for whatever with it, but I don't really know how far it's going to go. I think it's just going to be like a one shot for the movie, and then they're just going to start all over again because the whole merger.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that actress though. So, I mean, either way, I'll just enjoy it for what it is, you know?
Right. I say this though, it feels like there's too many retreads of Last Stand in it.
Yep.
It's like, oh, and Simon Kinberg's like, oh, I can finally do the script I wanted to do and not have that stuff from Astonishing X-Men in it. You look at it, you're like, you basically just rewrote your whole original script and are just going right from that, aren't you? It's like, do something different, man. I mean, I keep on hearing bad things about Kinberg and all that. I don't know what to believe on that, but it's like, the X-Men movies have been such a roller coaster.
It really has.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what do you, and how is it so wrong? How do you get it so wrong when they get it wrong, and yet are able to get it very much right the next movie?
I see in the chat, someone's like that the movie's doomed, and you know what? I believe it, man. Like, I don't think it's gonna really go anywhere with it.
I agree, and especially, but I gotta say, I'm more looking forward to New Mutants.
Well, okay. So is that going to end up coming out? Like, I know
Yes,
it was
I've
supposed to
heard.
come out last year, and then I was super excited for it, and then they just kept pushing it back, and I'm like getting pissed. I'm like, give me my fucking New Mutants.
According to, I'm looking online right now, it's got moved to August of next year.
Next year?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I guess okay. Technically, it's December, so you're meaning 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then,
yeah, so August of 2019.
All right, but watch, they're gonna like push it back all over again, and it's gonna be like, no, it's not gonna be until August of the next year after.
I say they're just trying to do some reshoots so they can make it more self-contained. Because from what I understand, it was supposed to be another, spin-off to go into its own direction, and now obviously that's not going to happen.
Right, with the whole merger thing, so it's like not sure what it wants to do.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
I know.
I really want to see it.
I know, it looks so original and fresh.
I like how dark they were going with it.
Yeah, and you have so many interesting picks. You have, Ileana, Wolfsbane, Cannonball, Sons. They basically got most of the best known New Mutants or X-Force characters.
Magic's my girl. I love Magic.
Oh, yeah, but I have to wonder, do you think they're going to keep her ties to Colossus, even hinting off, or do you think they're just going to totally...
I would hope they would keep her connected to Colossus.
I hope so, too. But who knows how they're going to do that, right?
Well, something I'm looking forward to coming out is Black Forest on Indiegogo by the wonderful Mike Angerhauser and Betty Bright Eyes. Just thought I'd throw that out there. The link is in the chat.
All right.
So,
thank you.
yeah.
I see that link. Good.
Yep.
Oh, yes, that looks fantastic. I love the art. I like the concept. Looks
It's
great.
great. I'm so excited.
Yep. Also, even though she probably is not going to be able to make it here, I'm sure everyone's heard about the stuff going on with Feisty lately. I don't have the link right now to her GoFundMe, but if those of you out there who know about her, just donate what you can for her. She's having it very rough lately. You know what I mean? And she could use all of our support more than ever. It just feels like every time we hear stuff from her, it just seems to keep getting worse and worse. And I just really hope the best for her, because she's been one of the best of us, if you ask me. You ladies do know who I'm talking about, right? Feisty fan?
No.
Well, the guys in the chat, I'm sure, know. You guys know who I'm talking about, right?
Either way.
Right.
Everything goes well with her.
Yep.
Either way, yeah.
Yep, I just wanted to get that out there because I guess she's not able to make it, so yeah. So again, wow, this is kind of going slower. Again, I was expecting. Yeah, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm having a great time with you, ladies. I'm already running dry on the idea of topics I'm having, so I'm just trying to wing it.
Well, you guys see this new Captain Marvel poster that just got posted?
No. Let me look it up.
Honestly, it kind of looks like they digitalized her face to make it more attractive.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Seriously?
She's a pretty girl, so it's not like she's not pretty. But I wonder.
It might just be the lighting effects, but I don't know. It looks like her face is painted on.
Is it the group?
It's the world right now, man. Digital. They just constantly overcorrect and everything looks super fake,
I still, with this movie, I'm not saying I hope this ends up being their first bomb, but at the same time, though, it's just like, I'm just not feeling it. I am not feeling it at all for this movie.
Why do you think it's gonna bomb, or do you want it to bomb?
I don't know. I said I don't want it to bomb. I just am not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it at all for this movie.
Well, the trailer was really bad, and the actress herself is been the worst promotional person for this movie ever.
Isn't she the one that's got like no expression whatsoever?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
so bad.
I know she has no expression whatsoever on her face. Now, could that be a plot point? Maybe, because we do see some points of her, you know, showing some expression in flashbacks. If that's a plot point, all right. But at the same time, no, I just look at that trailer and I'm like, am I supposed to feel hyped up for this? Because I'm not. I'm more feeling just excited that it's going to be like a throwback to the 80s. And at the same time, no, I just say this is that if she's supposed to be the most powerful person in the universe, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, more powerful than Odin, and yet she was experimented on by the Kree to do this, then really, she does not deserve that power if it was given to her artificially.
I still remember the one scene where she's like glowing and her head moves upward. That's like the worst shot ever. She looks so horrible. Her cheeks look so fat. And her frown does not help. Even the glowing eyes effects can't help that shot.
I'll say this though. That would have been a perfect moment for a live action Caulifla from Dragon Ball Super.
Not arguing with you there.
Because that's what it felt like. It felt like Dragon Ball in that moment.
Yeah, well, I guess she does have somewhat of a chi type power. Only it's energy or something like that.
Oh, hey, for the record, Danny, I met Elizabeth Maxwell recently. She's the one who's voicing Khalifa.
Oh, really?
In Super, yeah. I met her recently, just thought I'd let you know that. Really
That's
fun,
pretty cool.
and it's so great seeing her so excited for doing the role.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had to get all Dragon Ball there.
Humble brag.
Yep. But someone in the chat's mentioning the movie looks so generic. They're playing it safe with the Marvel formula. But come on, little excitement, please. Agreed. Completely agree. It's like, can we just take risks? Take risks. Stop trying to, you know, because let's be honest, Infinity War, that ending was a massive risk.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everyone reacted and came out of that movie. You don't normally end a movie like that. But they did.
It's a perfect cliffhanger setup for the next.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a perfect cliffhanger, but even for a cliffhanger, yeah, you usually don't end a movie that bleakly, killing off that many characters, especially in a case where some people are thinking, are they going to stay dead?
Mm-hmm.
When do we get the rap battle segment of the stream? Sorry to disappoint. I don't rap. I don't rap. You don't want to hear me rap. I can't rap.
You can't just like. I mean, dude, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man, that's good enough. Do it.
Oh, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I can take a moment just to
sit right there.
tell you how I became a prince of a town called Bel-Air. Okay, there we go. I rap.
All right, now do some Eminem.
No.
Rap God.
Hey, I might be from Michigan. But Eminem.
You can do it.
No. Sorry, no. Believe in myself, believe me. I don't have that many lyrics memorized for
do
rap.
some 8 Mile.
No. Again.
Come on, ladies. Can any of you guys do it? And this is when everyone gets quiet.
Hold on. Okay, look. If you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or let it slip? Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms and heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. He keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking. How everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Below. Oh, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes and rabbit. He chokes. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. No, he won't have it.
Man, go.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm losing it already.
You see what you people have done?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, that was great.
Spaghetti.
Okay, so yeah, and right now as I'm talking to you, I'm just looking at my movie list and I'm just my movie shelf. And I gotta say, so many movies I see I just always grew up loving, but when I see some of the current movies now, I'm less likely to go to the theater these days. Do any of you agree with that?
Yep.
There's just no need to anymore when you hear about what's coming.
There's some things that I'm excited to see, though.
Oh yeah, like I want to see Creed 2 still. I love the first one.
Right.
But it's like some movies you know is going to be good, and others, how many times do you ever ask how are they going to fuck it up? Right?
There's too many reboots. That's the problem. It's oversaturating the movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Disney.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Was it really necessary to do Lion King?
It's not even live action. It's still animated. It's just now CGI.
When they were doing Lion King, you know what I was expecting? I was expecting to go a little bit along the lines of 101 Dalmatians, where there was no voices from the animals.
Right.
That one worked because the animals, they were able to make them still, even with CGI, maybe look interesting enough that you could tell what they were saying without having them have to say anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
Any of you others seen that movie, the live action 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've quite liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Cute.
I mean, you were saying something. Sorry.
I just said it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. And you have Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil, which a role she loves.
Oh yeah, perfect for that role, really.
Oh yeah,
She was great. Yeah.
Did they need the sequel though? They didn't need the sequel.
I watched the sequel anyway.
Well, how was it? How was it?
It was okay.
Was it necessary?
No.
Yeah, well, I guess if they can make a sequel of that, there's no surprise they were able to make Mamma Mia 2 or other sequels that you feel like, why did they make that?
I mean, why did they make Mamma Mia in the first place?
Unfortunately, my parents liked that movie.
Oh, my mom definitely loves that movie.
Yep,
but I didn't say it was good.
And it looks like we lost Cosmetti. Oh,
Dropping
well.
like flies.
Yep, but hey, we're still standing. But I gotta say, here's a question for you, ladies. What movie came out that you wanted to see a sequel made, but it never got made? Well, my example would be, believe it or not, the Speed Racer movie. I liked it. For what it was, adapting the dub of Speed Racer, it nailed it. It really nailed it. Someone in the chat said Spaceballs 2. Because May just mentioned phone connection dropped out. Hey, it's all right, girl. It was great to have you here. And it looks like you got a couple of new fans in the chat. So,
I don't know. A lot of the movies that I like already got sequels. They're just bad sequels.
That's the only way to make them, right?
if you wanted a better sequel.
Incredibles. I wanted a better sequel for that.
Okay, now we're going to have words because I like that sequel.
Well, it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you're the one that's wrong.
I really want Gambit to have a movie. How about that? Like, it hasn't even been made, but I want that to be a movie.
I want the actor that played him in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I thought he actually did a good Cajun accent, and he seemed like he was going to do good. A lot better than having Channing Tatum in it.
Hell no, man. I'm down for Channing Tatum.
Okay. Hey, I'm just telling you my opinion right there. I thought when I heard Channing Tatum, I was like, really? The guy from G.I. Joe, 21, it was 21 Jump Street, right?
Yeah, that's that guy.
Yeah, but I'm just like, is he going to do that, or is he going to do just the more heavy French accent, Cajun accent? Because I want a real Cajun accent, not the fake one.
Oh, I gotta admit, that's a pretty tough one to do. I can't even do that. I'm pretty sure I'd be horrible with that.
You know who could do a great Cajun accent? Jim Cummings, the voice actor. Winnie the Pooh and all that. If you
Oh,
ever
that guy.
yeah, he was in Princess and the Frog as the little firefly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great Cajun accent. But I guess it is. If there was also another movie I hope to see a sequel of, it's Adventures of Tintin, sticking to comics. Because that one had so much going for it, and it just, womp. You know what I mean?
Did you see that new Winnie the Pooh movie?
Oh,
I heard it's something to cry. I haven't seen it, but I want to. But I hear it got pretty dark.
Oh,
It looks like a horror movie.
No, it's not. I saw it. It did get dark, but in a way that actually, it was good. It was basically Winnie the Pooh mixed with Hook, but coming out even better in the end. I mean, yeah, the puppet, the way the stuffed animals look is very creepy. But at the same time, though, it actually had a good story to tell about basically Christopher Robin grew up faster than he needed to. And basically Winnie the Pooh and the others had to help him remember his childhood before he started passing on what he had to do onto his daughter and just keep on a cycle going.
So it's like Toy Story?
No, because in this case, they are actually interacting with the real world. In fact, great bit where basically Christopher Robin keeps telling Pooh, don't talk, because animals don't talk. And then there's times where Pooh just can't help himself. And he just talks, and people are like, ah! It was so good. But of course, the rules of the movie, you have no idea. You're like, wait, are they imaginary? Are they real? Are they real because he imagined them? What's going on?
Right, because the original cartoon was him like playing pretend with his stuffed animals.
True, but in this case, I think it's Winnie the Pooh once say when the door from the 100-Acre Woods led him to Christopher Robin's house, but not it closed up after that. He basically said, well, I guess it had to be where it needed to be. And of course, Christopher Robin said that's ridiculous. But again, it's a case where the plot rights, is more fitting to the movie than anything else.
And it gets dark at the end?
Nope, not at the end. Nope, at the end, actually, it gets very bright, very fast. But in a way, there's a brief moment where you think, oh no, what's going to happen? But again, in the end, Christopher Robin realizes I need to be able to still play, have fun, have a childhood. I can't grow up too fast. I can't force my daughter to grow up too fast. And basically, he changes and brightens up and ends up figuring something out, stuff out. Yeah, still, it is a good movie. I recommend. A lot better than some of the other live-action Disney movies lately, like the Pirates movie, Pirates 5. Seriously, I lost interest after 3.
The first one is really only the good one.
No argument.
After that, executive orders kind of messed it up.
Yeah, I still say 2 and 3 had a decent story to tell that wraps things up.
The problem with 2 and 3 was the shitty love triangle. And yeah, that's the main problem. It ruined their characters completely.
Agreed. But Ava, question. What would you say has been your favorite X-Men animated interpretation that you've seen?
There was like only one season that had come out with what was the name of that one that had only that one season with
Wolverine and the X-Men?
I think Wolverine and the X-Men. That's what it was. Sorry, my husband's right across, and I was like, "What's that name?" Yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men. I really like the animation with that, but they only had like that one season, which sucked because like when they did the animation, the way that everything was just flowing so well, it seemed very cinematic to it, and it was really refreshing to see. But it sucks like it got canceled, man.
Yeah, I know, and and I have to agree with that. And you know what? What actually is a prequel to that is that Hulk versus Wolverine is a prequel to that series. Because it sets up Hulk beforehand. That's why when he and Hulk fight later on, it's a rematch.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean that series had so much going on, but it got screwed over hard.
Yeah, that sucks. Cause it was really really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I gotta say, 90s X-Men for me all the way, but I didn't mind X-Men Evolution either.
Yeah, definitely 90s X-Men is like awesome.
Agree. That Marvel in the 90s they did the Tide universe, cartoon universe before DC did it.
I feel like most people just love the 90s just in general with life.
Yeah,
like,
and know that there's not that many, there's not that many people bad mouthing the 90s anymore like they used to.
Yeah, everyone's like digging it.
But compared to nowadays, is there any surprise? Let me see. There's so much with there's so much with what's been going on in comics and in animation and stuff lately. You were like, you had the 80s, you had the 90s, and then it feels like 2000s became more of a blending of the 90s inward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. And then, the only thing that's ever stayed consistent is anime and manga, if you ask me. As far as, there's still some good long runners that are still going on. There's still some good ideas coming out of Japan.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Is it so funny to find out that JoJo's been around as long as it is, but it only just recently got big?
JoJo is awesome.
Is that a motherfucking JoJo reference? Had to say it. But the funny thing is, sticking back to comics, there was something I just heard about recently, a one-shot that Antarctic Press did called Diesel in the 90s or early 2000s that was supposed to be a very bad reworking of JoJo. But that tells you even back then there were people who wanted to bring JoJo overseas.
I can't imagine anything quite like JoJo.
Oh, trust me, it was bad, that one shot. It was so bad. But, yeah, you know what? I'm starting to run out of things to say, and I think maybe it's a good time to just wind down.
Alrighty.
Yep, it was so great to have you all in, and everyone in the chat. So great to have you all here. So thank you all. And oh wait, someone just asked a question. Any of you interested in the Battle Angel Alita movie?
I'm kind of interested in it.
Anyone else?
I'm not really sure of it, but I'll look up into it. Sorry.
Yeah, I've not heard of it yet.
Coffee shop that got really loud.
Yep. Well, it's that movie that James Cameron's been trying to work for so long. It has that very doll-like looking character with the wide eyes. It's obviously the actress, but they CGI enhance her eyes to look really, again, doll-like.
Yeah, the idea is she's supposed to be like a robot, so she's not supposed to look quite human.
Right.
So they made her look a little bit weird. More anime-ish.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's something that Cameron's been wanting to do forever. Like, way back. So I'm glad he's able to get it done. But all right, that question out of the way. Thank you, and thank you, Sri, for coming, and I wish you all well, and I hope we could do this again and hopefully go on a bit longer.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, sounds cool.
Yeah, but I want to thank everyone else that came on, and see you all later. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for having
have
me.
a good night.
Yep.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.